Hello and welcome back to Simply Gregster EV. Today you join us with a 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV in RS trim, or should I say 2RS trim. The Equinox EV is a vehicle that we've been waiting to test on this channel for quite a long time. So we're going to get into it, we're going to go over it, and we'll go for a drive. And I do apologize for the noise. Normally when we film these, we're not next to a highway, but I have very little time with this, so we have to get into it very quickly. So come along. So here it is. This is a 2024 Equinox RS, so 2RS trim, dual motor, roughly 300 horsepower, 450, 480 kilometers of range. This is built on GM's Ultium platform, so roughly 88 kilowatt hour battery pack, I believe 85 usable. I think it looks absolutely great. Very, very, very nice. All-wheel drive, it is dual motor. There's your RS badging. I think this thing looks absolutely great. I actually prefer the looks over the Blazer EV, which we had on the channel earlier. This is riding on, these are 21-inch wheels. There's a few different wheel package options. Sometimes GM's option packages, they're a bit hard to decipher. I had a really hard time finding out the specs on this. So as spec'd out right now, in this form, this is $56,000 in Canada. It does apply for the $5,000 federal rebate, depending where you are and whatever other provincial rebates there are on EVs as well. This in Quebec would also apply for the full almost $12,000 rebate. So it does come out quite cheap, and Costco right now has another $1,200 deal with GM products. So this is your charge port, native CCS charge port. They will start shipping with NACS, I believe, eventually. They're working on the adapter and access to the superchargers. As I mentioned, I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I think this looks a lot better than the, to me anyways, it looks a lot better than the Blazer. Very cool looking, and again, very thankful that I have this for about an hour to make this film. Here's your window sticker on it, GM Ultium platform. I don't know if you can see it. $56,694. I don't know if you can see that with my reflection, but very, very nice. Let's go over the interior in it. Again, I think this thing looks absolutely fantastic. So let's have a look inside the Equinox EV. The door panel on it is very nice. You know how I'm very particular with door panels. Seats, I believe these are the same seats as in the Blazer. They're okay, very comfortable. Interior is very nice, full of soft touch plastics. Everything in here feels very quality. Everything is very nicely built, very, very, very solid. Everything is very solid in here. You have your a bit old school pull down to go into drive. I love how GM kept that. I think that's awesome. They kept it in their SUVs. Let's go in back. We'll have a look. Flush mounted door handles as well. We have our back seats, plenty of room. You have USB-C here, you have your USB-C up front. The seat here is actually in my driving position, and there's still plenty of room back here. You got plenty of storage. Back seat is very comfortable. Again, this does not have a glass roof. I don't really like glass roofs on this channel, as you already know, but everything is very nice in here. Everything feels very high quality and very well put together. Let's go out and check out the cargo space. Let's open this up. I think they did a good job back here. This looks good. This looks good. Nice black badging on it. These bow ties, they do light up. We won't see those. I apologize for the background noise. We're right next to a highway. Normally when we film these, we're away from the highway. Lots and lots of space back here. I mean, you could use that to scale. There's lots of space. This is all your, charger, front license plate. This is all your paraphernalia. This one actually has about 123 kilometers on it, so it's brand new, and there's a ton of space down there as well. Very, very nice. And I have to admit, the paint quality on it is fantastic. Really, really nice paint quality. Very nice. Let's go have a look if there's a frunk in here. As again, sorry, I apologize. Normally I don't film this next to a busy highway, but where is the hood latch? Where are you, hood latch? Somewhere in here. Of course, they don't want you getting inside. Or maybe it's a pull twice. Yeah, it might be a pull twice. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah, pull twice. That's what foiled me. Again, dual motor, all-wheel drive, roughly 300 horsepower. Nothing under here. There's no frunk or storage area. I mean, maybe they could have put something here. But I don't think this is a big deal. I don't think this is a deal breaker anymore, not having storage under the hood. But it's a bit nice to have. So let's go inside. We'll go over the software. Right, so now we are inside. You have two beautiful screens here. You have your main infotainment screen over here, and you have your driver display over here. Again, I love this old school Chevy gear selector, super cool. Steering wheel on it is actually a really good size, really nice small airbag. A bit thick for my liking, but that seems to be the trend everyone's going. This is your infotainment. We'll go X out of here, press OK. I believe it is still in demo mode, actually. It is still in demo mode. Let me just move it around out of the sun so we could get a good shot of the screen, but you know, sometimes you don't have everything go in your way. So here, we're still in demo mode. These are your charging settings here. Sorry, I didn't press that properly. Charging settings, pretty quick. The screen's pretty quick. This is Google on here. Privacy policies. Like as I said, this is a brand new vehicle, so still nothing's really set up in here. But screen is quick. Your climate controls are here. Boots up pretty good. Super nice display in here. I think GM did a fantastic job on the infotainment. Yes, they had software bugs at first, but they seem to have worked through that, and now they actually have a compelling product. Right, so that was the lengthy walk around and feature tour. Again, this trim level, the 2RS, dual motor, all-wheel drive, roughly 85 kilowatt-hour battery pack. GM's Ultium platform, this is 400-volt architecture. Their trucks use 800-volt architecture. Roughly 300 horsepower, 0 to 60, 0 to 100 time about 5.8, 5.9. I mean, we've covered this before. It's kind of getting irrelevant. The instant power in here kind of makes it irrelevant. Yeah, let's just say there's plenty of power. It's quite adequate. Roughly 450 to 500 kilometers of range. I believe GM's literature says 513. I think that's a bit high. I don't think you'll be getting that exactly. Probably, I'd say more 450-ish is the more realistic scenario. 150 kilowatt DC fast charging peak. It will do 11.5 kilowatt AC at home, which is awesome. More and more EVs are starting to come with this. So let's just go for a drive here, and we'll see what the Equinox EV is all about. Need to put it in drive first. So grateful I got to take this for about an hour today. People might say that might not be long enough to figure out the quirks, but I've driven enough of these EVs now. I know what makes them good. I know sometimes people get too hung up on the software part, and you know what? It's a valid concern. I think it's quite good in here. They've really improved it. Software updates are coming in. The charging is getting better, but I think this is a serious contender to the Model Y. Model Y is getting a bit long in tooth. It's getting a bit old. But everything so far so good. First impressions are really good in the Equinox EV. Again, I really thank the people that let me take this out today, because I've been looking for one for a while, so I'm very grateful for that. And this is something I've been wanting to drive for quite a while. So let's go find some twisty bits and try to have some fun. So far so good. It's extremely quiet in here. Steering wheel, the steering wheel feels absolutely amazing. It doesn't feel like you're driving a heavy SUV. Suspension tuning on this I find is much better than what the Blazer EV was when we drove it. That felt really heavy, it felt really wallowy. This feels like it's very light on its feet, very fun to drive, very nimble. So far, first impressions are really good. I think GM has done a very good job with the Equinox, and it's something that I've been wanting to drive on this channel since it came out for the last few months, and I'm very grateful that I was given the chance to drive the spicy, fully spec'd out version. That was really nice of them to let me have this. The Ultium platform for GM they had a lot of difficulty launching it in North America. We're just driving around this quiet residential area, and I feel this is where most of these will live. They'll live in a suburban driveway. They'll live in an area where you'll be doing the school run, bringing the kids back and forth to and from school, doing, you know, family stuff. And I think this is a very good, very good EV for that. We always get comparisons with the Model Y. The Model Y is getting a bit old. It's really due for a refresh, and now there's so much more competition out there on the market, and you have great SUVs like this. It's like, well, it's priced similar to a Model Y. It might have maybe a bit less power, but you know what, sometimes power's not the end all if you're just using this as a daily driver, and that's what I think it's really good at. GM did a really solid job on this. Yeah, as I mentioned, Ultium, the launch didn't roll out as well in North America as it did in the Chinese market, but you know what, that's all getting washed away. They're releasing really interesting products, really compelling products, and you can just feel the issues being washed away. Software is good, software is fast. Oh, really impressive to drive. We'll just pull over here and we'll give you our final thoughts on the 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV in 2RS trim. I keep saying that because they have so many different trim levels, and I always get confused with which one does what in the GM naming scheme. We don't drive a lot of General Motors product or big three products on this channel, so it's something I'll learn, and I apologize for it if you're a General Motors aficionado. Give me a break on that. So there we go, our bit of a review on the Equinox EV, Chevrolet Equinox EV in the 2RS trim. Normally, domestic cars, I'm not a big fan of domestic cars, but they're really making some good EVs lately, and that's great to see. This is really important. I'm glad to see that they're making that transition, although the transition might be a bit rough sometimes. And I know you'll be asking me, well, how does this compare to a Ford Mustang Mach-E? I think this is more refined than a Mach-E. Definitely feels more refined to drive. The ride's a lot better. Power delivery is a lot smoother. And I think going forward, GM has a real solid product, a real solid EV contender. It's priced properly. Different trim levels obviously have different pricing options, but I think they really did a good job on this. They really hit it out of the park. I keep saying they had issues with the Ultium platform. All that's being washed away, and I enjoy it. I enjoy driving it. I enjoy driving different EVs. It's nice to see that everyone seems to be taking it seriously. This is a fantastic product. I was not expecting it to be this good, even though we've had a very limited time. I think what impressed me the most was how quiet it was inside, how well built it was inside, and how well it drove. It was handled well, rides fantastic. I think it looks great. Serious product from a General Motors, and they got the price point right. That is so important. I've been complaining a lot recently that it seems to be a focus on luxury EVs all the time, and that's really starting to turn people away from the EV space and the EV market in general. But when you're pumping out EVs that are priced mid 50,000s and lower, that's awesome. That's the price points that we have to get at, and it doesn't feel like you're driving a cheap vehicle at the end of the day. This was really nice to drive. Again, it was nice to have it in a full RS trim. That was a bit unexpected. I'm pretty sure the front-wheel drive base model will drive just as good. Perhaps not as much power, but just as well. Roughly this will be the same platform. So again, if you enjoyed watching this, please think about liking and subscribing. We're getting more and more subscribers. We're getting more and more different cars doing different things. So that will be it for now with the Chevrolet Equinox EV 2RS. We'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.